Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're checking out the Elbing, that's right, the Tier 8 German destroyer. We got blue on there. Zenbing, inspiration, very powerful, increases the AP penetration for your destroyer. Stronger than Dimitri Dewey, Von Essen. Here we got a game on Riposte Domination mode. The Albion, I'm still coming to terms with it. It didn't immediately click with me. In fact, I wasn't a huge fan of it early on, but then I got shot by it a few times, and some of you guys started whispering in my ear during the streams that the Albion's worth another look. So I've been playing it a couple times here and there lately, and we'll see in this game just how dangerous it is. And the guns on this thing, uh, I mean, are we talking most dangerous destroyer guns in the game currently? Possibly. Certainly possible. We'd have to do a deeper dive on that to come to a accurate conclusion, but certainly dangerous, all right? Especially if you're susceptible to AP attacks. And we'll see how punishing it is against cruisers, even battleships. It can slap it around. So angling is an important part of this game all the time, certainly. But if you're sailing around broadside, showing the flat side of your ship to the Albion, you're not going to be sailing around for very long doing it. All right, so the downsides of the Albion, especially for me, is I like destroyers to do destroyer things, and I'm always a little guilty playing the Kaba, ships of those natures where, they're not designed to be up close and personal. They're not necessarily there to be slugging it out, capturing the cap, but nevertheless, you do have a limited amount of roster spots on your team that are kind of there to perform those roles. Now, if you have destroyers that are let's say you got a Benson on your team and he's sailing behind your battleships launching torps, you can just count him out in terms of your strategic planning, right? He's not contributing at all to your team. But a ship like a Kaba, for instance, sailing around behind your battleships, launching shells the entire game, well, that's an acceptable play style with the Kaba. All right, but I still personally like to get in and see what we can do, right? So my approach to the Albion thus far are going to be a little bit more conservative, trying to capture the base. If I can't capture it, I can't capture Rochester. Ooh, broadside to the Albion. And look at these shots get downrange. Number one, they're extremely accurate, very fast, vicious. All right, we're 2 salvos in. We got 10,000 damage on this guy. And we're just getting started here. Already dropped spot. He's in a panic. Double citadel there. Another 12,000. That's not going to stop us. We're going to keep blind firing them, see what we can do. And we're going to stay zoomed in here, see what the shells track. And then we assume he's backing up, right? He's slamming on his brakes. He's like, oh, crap. There goes all of my health. There's another nasty shot. He's up to 34,000 in just, under a minute. Withering attack. Carnot saying, hey, let me get involved with this. Okay, well, we're not going to blast him through the citadel. French cruiser's got the spaced armor. So it's just not going to happen in this situation. At least I don't think so. Even though we're still shooting for him, we'll still get some damage shooting that same shot, seeking the citadel. Maybe raising it up a little bit just to improve the reliability and the accuracy. But still withering damage, right? You can see there just minute and a half or so into this fight, and we're already at 44,000. Carnot's like, let's try it out again. Now, the highlight of this blue build, I got the Mosquito perk on there, slot 1, lowers the damage of the torp significantly, but the reload goes haywire, right? Now, if you got Bay or whatever his other guy's name is, Von Mueller or whatever, who knows, Von Spee, I think the base torp reload on this is 90 seconds. In fact, I just checked it a moment ago. You got this thing on here, a 14.2 Mosquito perk, which should be maxed at that point in time, at that level. I think it's down to 63 seconds, I want to say, in these torpedoes. So constantly in the water. Kamikaze-esque, Isakaze. There's certain destroyers that are constantly launching torps. Akizuki, Tier 6, another pest. Higher ranked, but ships like that where they're constantly throwing these torpedoes out there, that's dangerous in and of themselves. So Fletcher here, we're going to see the results. Now we're getting AP overpens on this ship, and as he angles there, we'll probably get some ricochets as well. So decide to switch over to the HE shell there. Notice in the Awami or whatever that battleship is pressing forward. Yes, the Awami. So we need to keep this island in between us and him, preferably. Oh, we got our torps back up, so we're going to, do a little bit of a spread there, seek to punish him if he's going to continue this attack on us. Because a battleship closing in on the destroyer, believe it or not, as long as they're not moving completely predictably, favors the battleship the closer it gets there. Secondary's going off, main gun's not missing, big booming damage. All right, so we need to desperately get out of here. Now, Elbing, relatively fast. In fact, you'll see it top out around 40 or so when it gets going. I think it takes a little while to rev up, and the turning and the overall maneuverability seems anemic on this thing. So one of the downsides of this, it's a bigger destroyer, certainly, like a lot of the Germans, but it kind of moves in a clunky manner there. So there we get a couple strikes. Not a lot of raw damage, of course, but we do get the floods. Let's see if he's able to put them out. And peppering the snows. And again, you can see, well, those ones shattered there. But when we're hitting the lighter, thin part, skin parts of the ship, well, we can get some pretty decent, reliable booming damage on them. And in fact, those floods do continue to tick. Torps back up, sure, why not? You want to push forward here? You want to sink me? Go ahead. Well, we're going to blast you, make sure it doesn't happen. Gun the engine, and then get out of here. Take a shot. Doesn't get over the island. No harm, no foul. But we're safe. And he's down he goes. All right, so side cleared. Took about 5.5 minutes. Not bad. One of our other guys, I didn't even have a chance to see who grabbed B, but great play, whoever grabbed that early. We're, of course, going to hang around here for the next 25 seconds or so, grab the base, and then look at the map. This side of the map completely cleared. We already got the center of the base under our control in terms of scoring. Nobody occupies it to an extent to really defend it, but me and the rest of the team over here, we can just kind of move into B, occupy it. Now, they're one of their 2 battleships on the ropes, Awami. The other one's got a bunch of health. The blue team is constantly going to try and throw it. Not necessarily this particular blue team. I think these guys seem like they did a pretty good job, both in terms of C side and the A side. Both sides are doing a good job there. But, if you play enough World of Warships, you're going to get traumatized to the point and recognize the fact that a lot of times your team's going to try and lose games late. I don't think they can lose this one. All right. So, with the ship count differential, the team HP differential, don't have to be too careful here. But if the situation was a little bit closer, we can kind of just hang out on B, hopefully spot lanes, maybe zone some torps through these gaps, trying to hit the destroyer, come to capture B, whatever. Those are all legitimate plays to make. So, Elbing, we saw the power of the ship there in this game, and certainly, it's not the highest damage game I've had in it, and it's probably not the highest damage game you've had in it if you own the ship. If you don't, well, you need to be aware of it. Number one, no broadsides. No broadsides. Do not let it shoot you with AP. You're going to feel it. All right, but it's also currently available in the Green XP store now. Tier 8s come in at 1,000,004. All right, so that's no small chunk of change, certainly. However, it is an interesting option. It's, number one, a unique ship, which when you get enough ships that kind of stand out in terms of uniqueness, that becomes more and more valuable. And powerful, yeah, I got to put some more games in it. I've played about 18 games, I think, on it. Stats aren't great. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. But now that I'm kind of figuring it out a little bit more, I want to put some more games into it and see exactly how much carry potential it actually has. But my analysis of its stock is rising, let's just put it that. The more I play the Albion, the more intrigued I am by it. So you guys let us know in the comments as we try and finish off this Hayate over there, who we both, why, you might be saying, why did I launch that shot? Well, number one, if we knock his engine, he might have stalled out in front of those torps, we hit him, or perhaps he's saying, well, screw it, I'm just going to go for damage, or I'm going to rush this guy's suicide torp him. You never know when you put the torps down. He did continue on the same heading, so it became how close was it aimed at the indicator situation? Not very close, missed him by a mile, but nevertheless, there was no other torpedo option. So backing up here, got the guns going here, Hayate down, and the last remaining battleship on the ropes. So you guys let us know. I don't know if Elbing's a controversial ship or if people are kind of universally digging it. I want to get some more feedback on it and give us some tips too for the Albion. What can it do? Well, that's my look at the Albion for you guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, bloom.